Yes, previous class about Java introduction discussed. Today we'll start features. Before coming to Java, yes, 1 second. Yes, once let me open document. See, so what is Java? Okay, Rahul, wait a minute. Yeah, wait for a minute. Yeah, Rahul, yeah, course duration 75 days. Time 1 second. I'll tell you. Time 5 to yes 6:30 p.m. Yes, next Monday to Saturday classes. Monday to Saturday classes. Next one, daily recordings. Daily recordings provided. Daily recordings are provided. Yes, after finishing class within 1 hour. Daily recordings. Yes, shared. Yes, within 1 hour of within 1 hour of finishing class. Finishing class. Next, course material. Yes, course material also provided. Course material also provided. Now 75 days, totally 60 sessions. Yes, Sunday no classes. Monday to Saturday only. Monday to Saturday, 60 sessions. Yes, 90 hours class. Total duration 90 hours. Number of hours 90 hours. 60 sessions, 90 hours. See, I'll tell you now current running batch, 7 p.m. batch. Yes, almost at the end. 5 more classes to finish. This batch, 59 sessions completed. 59 sessions completed. Still 5 more sessions to finish. So around 60 to 63 sessions. Okay. Around 60 to 63 sessions will be taken this. Okay. Yes. So daily recording shared within 1 hour of finishing class. Next course material also provided. So course work, this document, class document. This is 275 page document. 275 page document. This document will be provided. Class document. This class document. So daily running notes not required, right? Okay. I can share this. Document. Okay, I'm sharing this document here. So what the topic explaining everything is a document here. So need not write any running notes. Running notes is not necessary. Okay. Yes. Okay, fine. Yeah, definitely sure. Yes, I have. Okay. Yeah. Total duration 75 days. 75 days. 60 sessions. 90 hours. Time 5 to 6:30 p.m. Monday to Saturday class. Daily recordings shared within 1 hour of finishing class. Next course material also provided. Okay. Yes. Right. Yes. Advanced Java after finishing course. After finishing course Java, next Advanced Java. Yes. Advanced Java. Yes. Advanced Java also same. 75 days. Same 75 days. Advanced Java same 70 days. 75 days. 60 sessions. 60 sessions. Yes. Same 90 hours. 90 hours. Okay. Time will inform later. Yes, when batch started, the time will inform that. So advanced Java the same 75 days. Yes, 90 hours. The time and date will inform later. Okay. Yes. So my batches. Yes. Yes. Next coming advanced Java batch. Yes, we have to announce. It will be announcing within 1 week. Next week, maybe chance is there. Okay. Yeah, fine. Now let us start our class. See, previous class, what is Java? Yes, Java is an object-oriented programming language. Yes, JDK. About JDK, yes, what is JDK? Java Development Kit. Yes, first version of Java, JDK 1.0, released with these features like independent platform, portability, OOPS language, scalability, and security these features. Next, Java 1.1 divided into 3 editions. Yeah, this topic previous class we discussed. 3 editions here. Yes, next finally here, Java divided into 4 editions. Standard edition, enterprise, mobile edition, and effects. Next, SC, list of SC features are study given. Yes, list of SC features here, all these previous class topic this is. Yes, our syllabus is SC features. Our syllabus. Yes, it's SC features. Our syllabus complete yes is Java standard edition we are going to discuss. Okay. Yes, this is up to this is our syllabus. Okay. Yes, Java 8, Java 9 features, totally 75 days. Including Java 8, Java 9 features, totally 75 days. So up to this is our syllabus. Okay, syllabus. Our syllabus like the core part of Java. Next, Java OOPS concepts. Next, like the string buffer, string builder, string tokenizer. Next, data conversion. Yes, next, exception handling, collections. Next, IO streams, networking, multi-threading. Yes, here Java 8 and 9 features, totally 75 days. So this is okay. Yeah, this overview given previous class. Now, let us start about Java features. What are the features of Java? So once Java features finished here, we'll start how to install Java. So how to set up Eclipse. Next, how to write Java programming. Okay. Yes, let us see. About Java features. What are the features of Java? So they are the main features. Okay. One second. Latest is 16. Java 16. Latest is Java 16. Java 16. See here, up to Java 8 and Java 9 stabilized. Next after that, yes, Java 9. Okay, next after that, Java 11 also released. Java 10 not released in the market here. Yes, Java 13. Java 13 released in the market. Yes, next Java 16 released. 14, 15 not released here. These are released, but these are not stabilized versions. No one using in the market. Industry, no one using Java 11, 13, and 16. They are not stabilized versions. Okay. So up to 9 is stabilized versions. Stabilized. Okay. Most of the companies using Java 8 only. Java 8 recently started. Yes, our recent project. Our recent project we have started Java 9. Our recent projects. Because we are working in, we are using Java 9. Recent project only we are using 9 here. Previously all the Java 8. These versions released but not yet stabilized. These are not stabilized versions. Up to Java 9, I'm covering. Our syllabus is up to Java 9. These versions not yet stabilized. Still, if you want these features here, you can, yes, you can visit Oracle site. Yes, we can get all that information. Java 11, 13, 16 here. So I'm covering up to 9, Java 9. Up to 9, I'm covering. Okay, enough up to 9. Yes, up to 9 is enough. Okay, fine. Yes. Okay, fine. Yes. Now here let us see about Java features. Yes, features of Java. First one is independent platform. Features of Java. Independent platform. So what is independent platform? Let us start with independent platform. Okay. Yes. So Java. So one second. First version of Java. See, first JDK 1.0. First version of Java released in the year 1995. Yes, released with main features as well. Main features like independent platform, portability, OOP language, scalability, and security. These are the main features of Java. Yes. Now Java independent platform. How it is independent platform? Next to portability. How it is portability? Next here OOPS language. These features let us see one by one. So first about independent platform. Yes, how Java is independent platform. Okay. So first of all, what does it mean? Independent platform. So what is exactly independent platform? What is independent platform? How it is independent platform? How Java made us independent platform? Okay, let us see. Yes, for this purpose, let me take Word documents for better explanation. Yes, Java is independent platform. Yes. So what is independent platform? So what does it mean? Java is independent platform. What does it mean? Here platform is OS. Platform means OS. Java is an independent platform, independent of OS. How Java made us independent of OS? How Java made us independent of OS? Let us see. Before going to this, first of all, we should discuss about exe file. We should discuss about exe file. Yes, exe file. So what is exe file? So exe file. So what is exe? First of all, what is exe file? What is the question is what is exe file? Question is what is exe file? So exe means executable file. Okay, exe stands for exe means executable file. Exe stands for executable. Yes, exe stands for yes executable file. Exe stands for executable file. Yes, exe. So what is exe file? What is exe file? Yes, exe stands for executable file. Yes, what is exe file? So exe file stands for executable file. Executable file. So what is exe file exactly here? Exe file. Yes, exe file. Exe file is a is a binary code file. Yes, binary code file. Exe file is a binary code file. Yes, it's a system understandable language. Exe file is a binary code file. Let me show exe file. Suppose Linux. Linux C program exe. Yes, let me start Linux page. Linux page. Yes. So what is exe file? Exe file means yes, executable file. Yes, exe file is a binary code file. Yes, it is a system understandable language. System understandable language. Understandable is a system understandable language. System understandable language. It's a system understandable language. So exactly what is exe file? Exe file contains what? Okay. So what is exactly exe file? What does it contain? Let us see here. Okay, exe file contains what? Exe file contains what? Yes, exe file contains what? Let's see. Yes, C program exe file. Yes, let us build one C program exe file. ls cd. Yes, mn. Yes, ls. Yes, here ls. See here the C program exe gedit test.c. See, so this is test.c program. This is C program. Okay, C program. Hash include st main function int a equal to 10 b equal to 20 c equal to a plus b here. Yes, addition, next subtraction and multiplication of two numbers. Okay, so this is C program. Yes, here addition, next subtraction and multiplication of two numbers. Addition, subtraction and multiplication of two numbers. Okay, fine. Now this is your C program is like this. C program. Now the C program. See, first C program we should compile it. cc-c test.c compilation. Yes, after compilation, generating test.2. So what is test.2 file? .2 means object file. This object file is binary code for our C program. Binary code for our C program. See here. Yes, test.c file. .c file. See .c file here. .c file. This is your code. This whole code by converts into binary code. This whole program converts into binary code and write to test.to file. Test.to file. Okay, you are complete your program. this code, simply this code just converts into binary code and write to object test.go file. Okay. Next, apart from this, hash include stdio data header file. Yet this header file also contains some binary codes. This header file also contains some binary codes. Okay. Now what happens here? What happens? Now here ls. Here test.o. It's a binary code for your C program. Now this one you should convert into exe formats. cc-o project exe file name is projects. Okay, test.o, right? Yes. Now we got exe file, project exe file / project exe file. Yes, see that addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Okay, so project exe output got it right. So what is exactly this exe? This project is an exe file. Project is exe name. Project is exe name. This exe file contains what? This exe file contains what? At this project exe file. At the time of generating exe file, what happens here? At the time of generating exe file, here C compiler taking your test.o plus C library. Binary code for C library means stdio data header file. Okay, here C compiler first of all taking your program object for test.o C program binary code plus next C library binary code stdio data header file binary code plus OS library binary code. By linking all of this in generates exe file. So this project exe file contains binary code of your C program plus binary code of stdio data file and binary code of OS library. That is complete exe file. Okay. So what is exactly C program exe file? Yes, exe file contains yes binary code for C program, binary code for C program, binary code for C program plus means that is nothing but test.o file, binary code for C program plus yes binary codes for C library, binary code for C library, binary code for C library, binary code for C program plus binary code for C library, binary code for C program, yes binary code for C library plus binary codes of OS library. That's it. That is complete exe file. So exe file contains binary code of your C program, next binary code of C library here, next binary code of OS library, binary code of OS library. This is complete exe file. Okay. Suppose for example here C program, yes C program, yes C program exe file prepared on Windows OS, prepared on Windows OS. C program exe, for example, C program exe file prepared on Windows OS. Then it contains. Okay, it contains. Yes, C program binary code. Plus yes C library means stdio data header file. stdio data header file. C library binary code. Plus Windows OS library. Windows OS library here. Windows OS library. So Windows operation contains some library to communicate with hardware components. Every OS contains library to communicate with hardware components. Okay, every OS contains library to communicate with hardware components. Okay, so here C program exe file. If C program exe file prepared on Windows OS here, then it contains C program binary code plus C library. C library means that stdio data header file. Okay, plus Windows OS library. Okay, so here generating finally exe file is this. Okay, suppose same one more example. C program exe file prepared on Linux base. C program exe file prepared on Linux base here. Then it contains C program binary code plus C library binary code plus Linux OS library. Okay, Linux OS library. Okay, right. Okay. So at the time of generating exe file, this OS library links to your exe file. OS library links to your exe file. Let us take one more example here. Suppose C++ program exe file. C++ program exe file. For example, C++ program exe file prepared on Linux base. For example, C++ program exe file. C++ program exe file prepared on Linux base. C++ program exe file prepared on Linux base. Then it contains C++ program binary code plus next C++ library binary code, C++ library like IST data center file. Next, Linux OS library. That's it. That is exe file. Okay, right? Okay. So you can exe file contains yes OS library. Exe file contains OS library. Suppose if exe prepared on Windows OS, it contains Windows OS library. If exe prepared Linux OS, yes, it will contain Linux library. Suppose exe were prepared Unix OS, it contains Unix library. Fine. That's okay, fine. Now here question is here. Question. Some question for you guys. See some question for you guys. Yes, C program. Yes, C program exe file prepared on Windows OS. Windows OS. Can I run on Linux OS? That is question. Yes, here question is C program exe file prepared on Windows OS. Can I run on Linux OS? Yes, anyone can you try for this answer? C program exe file prepared on Windows OS. Can I run on Linux OS? That's a question. Yeah, our topic is independent of platform. After Krishna explaining all this. Okay, C program exe file. C program exe file prepared on Windows OS. Can I run on Linux OS? That's a question here. Can I run? No, you can't run. No. Reason. What's reason? Yes, reason is exe file is a OS dependent. OS dependent means platform dependent. Okay, platform dependent. It's a platform dependent. Okay. Yes, here question is here. C program exe file prepared on Windows OS. Can I run on Linux OS here? No, we can't run. Answer is no. For this answer is no. We cannot. Answer is no. Reason exe file contains OS. Yes, exe file is OS dependent. So reason exe file is a OS dependent. OS means platform dependent. Exe file is a OS dependent. Now next question is why exe file is OS dependent. Why exe file is OS dependent? Right, immediate question. Maybe asking these kind of interview questions you get it here. Okay, when you're talking about independent of platform, maybe asking about exe file. Okay, yes, when you're facing interview, yes, interview is independent of platform. Yes, asking about exe file. So what is exe file? What does it contain here? Okay. Yes, suppose exe file prepared Windows OS, can I run a Linux OS here? Like this kind of questions here. Okay. So why exe file is OS dependent? The next question is why exe file is OS dependent? Yes, reason. What's reason for this? So reason is it contains OS library. That's the reason. It contains OS library. So this is the reason for this. Okay. See, let me repeat topic once again here. First of all, exe file. Yes, Java is independent of platform. Java is independent of platform, is independent of OS. Java is an independent of platform, is independent of OS. So before going to discussing about Java independent of platform, first of all, let us see about exe file. So what is exe file? Yes, what is exe file? Okay. So exe stands for executable file. Yes, exe file is a binary code file. Exe file is a binary code file here. It's a system understandable language. Okay, one second. Let me show that exe contains what exactly here. You can see gedit the project exe. Just I'm opening that exe file. Yes, exe file opening here. I'm opening exe file. Yes, exe file contains binary code like a zeros ones format. Exe file is a binary code file. See this zeros ones format. Yes, machine language is a machine language. It's a system understandable language. It's a system understandable language. It is a system understandable language. So this is system understandable language. It's a system understandable language. Okay. So this is exe file. Exe file. Okay. So what is exe file? Yes, exe file is a binary code file. It's a system understandable language. System understandable language. Yes, exactly what is exe file? Exe file contains binary code for your program plus binary code for your software library and binary code for OS library. Binary code of OS library. Okay, right? Every exe file contains OS library. Suppose if exe file prepared on Linux OS here, then it contains Linux library. Suppose if exe file prepared on Windows OS, it contains Windows OS library. Okay, yes. So here for every exe file contains OS library. Okay, right? Yes, if exe file prepared in Windows OS here, it contains Windows OS library. Suppose if exe file prepared Linux OS, it contains Linux OS library. So here every OS library links to Linux OS, your exe file. Okay. So here every exe file links with your OS library. Exe file contains OS library. So exe file contains OS library. Okay. Exe file contains OS library. If exe file prepared in Windows OS, it contains Windows library. If it is on Linux based, Linux library. If it is on Unix based, Unix library. That's it. Now here, question is here. Yes, C program exe file prepared on Windows OS. C program exe file. C program exe file prepared on Windows OS here. Can I run on Linux based? No, we can't run. Reason here, exe file is OS dependent. So reason why exe file OS dependent here. If you prepare on Windows OS, it run on only Windows OS here. It can't run with other operations. Exe file is OS dependent. Now next immediate question is why exe file is OS dependent? Why exe file is OS dependent? Reason, it contains OS library. It contains OS library. Okay. Yes, let us see some example here. Let us see some example. Let us see some example here. Let us see. Suppose test.exe file. Test.exe file prepared on Windows OS. Let us take one example. Test.exe file prepared on Windows OS. Windows OS. Windows OS. Windows OS. For example here, test.exe file. For example, test.exe file. Test.exe file. Exe file prepared on Windows OS. Then it contains. Yes, Windows library. That Win library. So Windows library. Okay. Now this test.exe file running on different platforms. How it's working? Yes, the .exe file working on different platforms. How this is? Let us try here. See this. Here different platforms. Yes, let us take first Windows platform. Suppose Windows platform. Suppose this is computer. Hardware. Here hardware. Yes, hardware. On top of hardware. Yes, one second. Hardware. On top of hardware. Windows OS. Here Windows OS. Right? Windows OS with library here. Win library. Windows OS with Win library. Okay, Windows OS with Win library. Okay, Win library. Right? Hardware. Just your computer. On top of it, suppose Windows OS installed. So this is platform. Windows platform, right? Okay. Yes. Now test.exe file placing on this page. Not test.exe file. Test.exe placing on Windows page. Not test.exe file. Not test.exe. Test.exe file. Test.exe. Okay, not test.exe file. So first of all, placing this test.exe, right? This test.exe file. Yes, moving on to Windows page. Moving on to Windows page. Test.exe. Okay, no. Try to run it. When you try to run it here, yes, test.exe file, you try to call to Windows library. Yes, call to Windows library. Okay, so when you're running this test.exe file here, yes, it makes a call to Windows library. Just a call to Windows library. Just a calling Windows library. Just a calling Windows library. Windows library. Yes, it's available. Same library is available. So using that library, it communicates with hardware components. This is working of exe file. Okay. Now you get test.exe file prepared in this phase. Then it contains Windows library. Windows library. So when you try to execute this test.exe file, when you try to execute test.exe file, now this test.exe file, yes, makes a call to Windows library. So test.exe file. So test.exe file, yes, makes a call to Windows library. Test.exe file. Test.exe file, yes, makes a call to Windows library. Yes. According to Windows library, yes, it's available. So using that library, it communicates with the hardware components. Fine. So working fine. Now let us take another platform. 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 Okay. So another platform is Linux base. Let us take Linux base. Linux platform with Linux library. Linux platform with Linux library. Linux base library. So Linux base with Linux library. Now here, same test.exe file. Same test.exe, same test.exe file. Let us place on Linux base. After placing a Linux base, try to execute. When you try to execute here, you try to call Windows library because this test.exe file linked with Windows library. That test.exe file at the time of generating exe file itself, at the time of generating exe file itself, linked with Windows library. That exe file contains Windows library. Yes, so this exe test.exe file, here test.exe file, here test.exe file contains Windows library. Yes, since it contains Windows library here, yes, when you try to run it here, you try to call Windows library, calling Windows library, call to Windows library, but here it's not available. So what is library? Linux library. So library is not matching, simply fails. Library is not matching, simply fails here. So tested.exe file linked with Windows library, but it's not available. So this library on this library not matching. So exe file library is Windows library, but current way is what? Linux base. Simply fails. That library is not matching. So if library is not matching, simply it fails. It won't work. Okay. So you can test.exe prepare Windows space, work on Windows space, no problem here. Maybe other operation, no, it won't work here. On Linux, it cannot run. Okay. Let us take one more platform. Suppose one more platform. Suppose Unix. For example, Unix base. Let us take Unix base. Unix base with Unix library. Unix base with Unix library. Unix base with Unix library. Okay. Unix base with Unix library. Okay. Now here, see, same test.exe file. Same test.exe file. Place on this Unix base. Same test.exe place on Unix base. So you can after placing this, now try to execute. When try to execute, it makes it called Windows library. But here Unix library is available. So that is not matching. Library is not matching again. If library is not matching, simply that exe file fails. So why exe file is voice dependent? Reason is this. Why exe file is voice dependent? So exe file contains voice library. Since exe file contains voice library, it's a voice dependent. Okay. Yes. Here exe file. So exe file is a prepared. Exe file is a prepared file for specific OS. Prepared file for specific OS. Okay, it's a OS dependent. It's an OS dependent. It's an OS dependent. I think it's clear. Okay. Yes. For the exe file is a prepared file. Exe file. Yes. Exe file is a prepared file. Exe file is a prepared file for specific OS. Exe file is a prepared file for specific OS. It's an OS dependent. It is an OS dependent. Okay. So exe file. Yes, exe file is a prepared file for specific OS. So it is an OS dependent. It's an OS dependent. Okay. Suppose if exe prepared on Windows base, it will run on only Windows base. Suppose exe prepared Linux base, it run on only Linux base here. So exe is a OS dependent. Okay, what exe? Now let us come to Java. Yes, see Java program. Yes, Java is an independent platform. How this is? Java is an independent. Now this is our topic here. Java is an this actual topic. Java is an independent platform. How this is? Independent platform. Okay, this is how Java is an independent platform. How Java made us independent platform. Okay, let us see about Java. Java here, suppose this is test.java. Suppose some test.java program file. Test.java program file. Okay. Yes, 1 second. Command prompt. Yes. D drive. CD. Some test folder. dir. Yes. 1 second. Notepad. Test.java. Suppose some test.java. Okay, test.java. 1 second. Yes, for understanding purpose, I'm explaining Notepad. Actually, yes, it is in Eclipse. We should write code in Eclipse. Okay. 1 second. Yes. Yes, system dot out dot println hello world. Hello world. Save. Exit. Yes, save this. TLS. Yes, DR. CLS. DR. Test.java. Test.java. Yes, notepad. Notepad. Test.java. Test.java. So this is public class test. Yes, main method. Hello world. Next end of when save. Control yes, save and exist now. Compilation. Now I'm compiling Java program. Java C. Yes. Test.java compiles. Let's see this tested dot class file generated. Java test. Yes, working fine. Hello world. It's working fine. Okay. So what happens here? Java, what happens? Test.java given to Java compile Java C, it generates tested dot class file. So result file is tested dot class. Now this tested dot class file executed by the JVM. Okay, fine. Now here tested dot class file is independent of platform. How it is made as independent of platform? So exactly what is tested dot class file? See, exe file contains what? What is exe file? Exe file contains OS library. Exe file is including OS library. Exe file is including OS library. Exe file is including OS library. Okay, right? Exe file contains OS library. So what is tested dot? Tested dot class file contains what? So tested dot class file. So what is tested dot class file? Tested dot class file. Yes, it contains Java program code plus Java library. That's it here. Java library. Java library. Okay. Yes, it contains. See, tested dot class contains Java code plus Java library. No OS library. Yes, dot class file never contains OS library. Dot class contains only Java code, Java library, means pure Java program, just only Java program in binary format, byte format. Okay, Java code, Java library. Okay, so tested dot class, yes, tested dot class file, dot class file contains only Java code, Java library. Okay, so you get dot class, yes, does not, dot class does not contain OS library. Yes, no OS library here. Dot class file does not, so it does not contain OS library, right? Dot class file does not contain OS library. Right, okay. Then here, how dot class file is executing? How dot class file is working here? Let us say about dot class file. So how dot class file is working here? Let us say about dot class file. Yes, suppose. Yes. See this. So this is dot class file. Okay. So dot class file. So this is like a Windows platform hardware. On top of hardware, this Windows platform. Yes. Here tested dot. Let us take tested dot class file. How tested dot class file is working on Windows OS? How it's working? Okay. Now here tested dot class file. Moving on to the tested dot class file. Tested dot class file. Tested dot class file. Moving on to Windows space. Not tested dot. Tested dot class. Yes. Tested dot class file. Yes. Moving on to Windows space. Okay. Yes. Tested dot class file. So first of all, tested dot class file. Moving on to Windows space. After moving on to Windows space, note this tested dot class file has to link with Windows library. Suppose if it is exe file, exe file is already linked with OS library. At the time of generation of exe file itself, at the time of generating exe file itself, already OS library linked. Okay, exe file already linked with OS library. exe file already linked with OS library. exe file is already linked with OS library. And come to dot class file here. Dot class file does not contain any OS library, but it has to link with OS library. Before going to run any program, it has to link with OS library. Okay, maybe C program, or C++, maybe Java, maybe Python. You take any program. Every program has to link with OS library to communicate with hardware components. Okay, every program has to link with OS library to communicate with hardware components. Okay, suppose if it is exe file, if it is exe file, if it is exe file, at the time of creating exe file itself, at the time of creating exe file itself, that OS library linking. But in case of dot class file here, it won't link. At the time of creation of dot class file, it won't link with OS library. At the time of creating dot class file, it won't link with OS library. It won't link with OS library. Okay. Yes, then how it will run here? Now this tested dot class file should link with OS library to communicate with hardware components. Yes, we will link it. Okay. See, at the time of generating dot class file, it's not linked. Okay. So dot class file contains for only Java program code, Java library. That's it here. Dot class file. Dot class file contains only Java program code, Java library. That's it. No OS library. But this dot class file has to link with OS library before going to run it. This dot class file has to link with OS library before going to run it. Who will link it? Yes, between dot class file and OS, one more layer called JVM. Now JVM will come to picture. One more layer JVM. So JVM will come to picture. Here one more layer JVM come to picture. JVM. Now here there is a JVM. Here JVM. Okay, one second. One second. Let me take some water. Yes. So JVM will come to picture. Now what happens here? So first of all, tested dot class file moves to this here. Now JVM taking tested dot class file. JVM taking tested dot class file. JVM taking this tested dot class file links to Windows library. Once link established here, then communicates with the hardware component. That's it. So JVM is responsible to link your tested dot class file to Windows library. So once link established here, then execution generating output. This is working on Windows platform. Suppose same, let us take another platform. Windows platform. Next, another platform. Hardware. Yes, let us take another platform. Suppose Linux base. Here Linux library. Linux library. Now what happens here? Same test dot class file. Moving on to Linux base. On Linux base, this is JVM. Here also JVM. On Windows JVM. Next on Linux base of this JVM. Okay. Every base has its own JVM. Now Linux base JVM. This JVM taking JVM taking dot class file links with Linux library. Once linked with Linux library, then communicates with the hardware components. That's it here. Yes, let us take one more platform. Yes, Unix platform. Let us take that Unix platform. Yes, hardware. Test.class file. JVM. Yes. Now Unix base. Unix base. Unix base. Unix library. Unix library. Unix library. Now how it's working here? So it's the same test.class file. Same test.class file. Same test.class file. Okay, placing on Unix base. Now Unix JVM. Unix JVM. Yes, Unix JVM taking test.class file links to Unix library. Once linked here, communicates with hardware components. That's it here. Okay. See here tested.class file. See this tested.class file may be prepared on Windows base or Linux base or Linux anyways. Same, no change in test.class. Test.class file. This .class file contains Java code, Java library. It won't contain any waste library. It's pure Java program simply here. Java code, Java library. So tested.class file. Tested.class. Suppose tested.class file. Tested.class file prepared on Windows base or Linux base or Unix base anyways. Prepared on anyways here. Yes, prepared on anyways here. It contains only this much. Java code, Java library. There is no OS library. Dot class file does not contain OS library. Okay. Plain Java program. Simply plain Java program. Okay. So that dot class file placed on Windows base. Now Windows JVM taking dot class file links to Windows library. Same dot class file placed on Linux base. Now Linux JVM taking dot class file links to Linux base. Linux base library. Next same dot class file placed on Unix base. Now Unix JVM taking dot class file links to Unix library. That's it. Okay, right? So JVM is responsible to make the Java independent platform. JVM. Here JVM is responsible to make the Java independent platform. So JVM is responsible. Okay. So Windows is having its own JVM. Linux is having its own JVM. Yes, Unix is having its own JVM. Now what is happening here? Before going to run test.class, before going to run it, linking with OS library. Yes. So before going to run this test.class file, links with OS library. If it is Windows, links with Windows library. If it is Linux, links with Linux library. If it is Unix, links with Unix library. That's it. Okay. So depends on OS. The dot class file links to that OS library. Depends on. So OS dot class file links to OS library. Okay. So even OS changing, no issue here. Same test.class file running on different operations because here JVM is there. Okay. So tested.class file don't have any OS library. Depends on OS that linking takes place. So before going to run it here, just linking to OS library. Depends on OS. Suppose if it is Windows OS, links to Windows library. If it is Linux OS, links to Linux library. Same dot class file depends on OS that linking changes. Okay, right? That link happens before going to run it. It's called dynamic linking. Okay. So you can tested.class file links to OS library dynamically at runtime linking here, dynamically linking. Okay, suppose if it is exe file, statically linking. Exe file is statically linking. At the time of creation of exe file itself, links to OS library. At the time of creation of exe file. Itself, links with OS library. So that is static linking, but this is dynamic linking here. Dynamic linking. So you can JVM takes care of linking to OS library. That's it here. Okay, now here, how Java made us independent platform? This is the right. Okay, so JVM is responsible to make the Java independent platform. Okay, next one more thing here. See tested.class. Java program is independent platform. But JVM is OS dependent. Java program is independent of OS. Same Java program running on any OS. Okay, write once, run anywhere. Suppose tested.class file developed on Windows OS. Same tested.class file you can run on any OS. It will run on any OS. Anyways. Okay, right? Write once, and run anywhere. Same program running anyways. For this JVM is there. So you can test it dot class. So your Java program is independent of platform. Java program is independent of platform. For this is JVM. JVM makes your Java program as independent of platform. Okay. Next, one more point here. Java program is independent of platform, but JVM is OS dependent. JVM is a OS dependent. JVM is a OS dependent. Okay. JVM. Yes, Java program is independent of platform, independent of OS here, but JVM is OS dependent. JVM is a OS dependent. Reason, JVM is exe file. Okay, JVM is exe file. Okay, JVM. Yes, separate JVMs are developed for different operations here. For every way separate Sunsoft they have developed JVM for different operations, different JVMs for different operations. Okay, so this Windows JVM having knowledge of Windows OS. Linux JVM is having knowledge of Linux OS here. Next, Unix JVM having knowledge of Unix OS. Okay, so JVM is a OS dependent. Yes, yes, a Java program is a dot class file. It's independent of OS. What is JVM? It's exe file. First of all, exe means OS dependent. Exe file means OS dependent. JVM is a exe file, so it's a OS dependent. Okay. Now, here question is from where getting JVM? Is it part of OS? JVM, is it part of OS? No. No. JVM is not a part of OS. Then from where we getting it? Once JDK software install, getting JVM. Yes, once JDK software installing, suppose JDK software installed in Windows OS, here JVM generates. So JDK software installed in Linux OS, that JVM generates. JDK software installed in Unix OS, JVM generates automatically. JVM get installed automatically. JVM is a part of JDK software. JVM is a part of software. It's a part of JVM is a part of software. Okay, right? See here, JVM OS dependent. Since JVM is OS dependent, JDK also OS dependent. Yes, Windows its own JDK, Linux is own JDK, Unix is own JDK. JDK changes from OS to OS. Same JDK will not work with different operations. Windows JDK different, Linux JDK different, Unix JDK different. For example, Windows JDK. Let us see Windows JDK. See this JDK for Windows. See that JDK 8, JDK 8. See JDK 8 for Windows 64-bit OS. Okay. Yeah, this is JDK 8. This JDK 8. JDK 8. JDK 8 is Windows based, right? Yes. Here to install Java on this OS, you have to download JDK for Windows OS. If it is Linux based, JDK for Linux OS you have to download. If it is Unix based, JDK for Unix you have to download it here. So JDK OS dependent, depending on OS here, JDK changes. JDK changes. I think now it's clear here. Okay. So here dot class Java program file is a independent of platform, but JVM is a OS dependent. JVM is a OS dependent. So dot class file is a bytecode file, but JVM is exe file. If it is exe, is OS dependent. Okay, OS dependent. Yes, JVM changes from OS to OS. Okay. Yes, Sunsoft develops separate JVMs for separate operations. Okay. So JVM, Sunsoft they have developed. Sunsoft developed different JVMs for different operations. Okay, JVM for Windows OS, JVM for Linux OS, JVM for Unix OS. So Windows JVM is having knowledge of Windows OS, so it can communicate with Windows library. Yes, Linux JVM is having knowledge of Linux OS here, so it links with Linux library. Okay. Yes. Next, Unix JVM is having knowledge of Unix OS library here, so it links dot class for Unix library. That's it here. Okay. So Windows JVM having knowledge of Windows library, so it can link dot class file to Windows library. That's it here. So this JVM is OS dependent. JVM is a OS dependent. Okay. Since JVM is OS dependent, JDK also OS dependent. JDK for Windows OS, JDK for Linux OS, JDK for Unix OS. Different operations, different JDK you have to download it. JDK is not same because of JVM. Because of JVM. I think this is clear. So behind of this is JVM. So JVM makes the Java program as independent platform. Okay. At runtime, before going to run the program, JVM links your dot class file to current OS. Okay. If OS is Windows OS, linking to Windows OS. If it is Linux OS, linking to Linux OS. If it is Unix based, linking to Unix based. That's it here. So JVM takes care of linking your dot class file to OS library. It's a dynamically linking here, dynamically linking. So this is about dots. Right, okay. Now fine. Next, one more thing here. One more thing. Yes, exe file and dot class file. See here, what is difference between exe file dot class? Let us see about this. 1 second. Yes. Yes, a difference between exe file dot class file. Let us see this. Exe file is a OS dependent, dot class file is independent of OS. Then exactly what's the difference? Okay. Yes, these all are interrogations you have to face. Okay. When you're talking about independent of platform, you must have exe file knowledge and dot class file knowledge. Next, you have to compare these two, then you have to explain here. So anyone can believe in your experience. Okay. Yes. Now say this. Yes, exe file, next dot class file, exe file dot class file. Exe file dot class file. So what's the difference between? Let us see the differences. Okay, exe file. Exe file. See, it is a binary code file. It's a binary code file. Yes, dot class file. So what is dot class file? Dot class file. Yes, it's a bytecode file. So what is bytecode? We'll discuss next. In actual Java topic, I'll explain. What is exactly bytecode file? We'll discuss. What is exactly bytecode? We'll discuss. Exe file. It's a binary code file. Binary code file. Next, it's a bytecode file. It's a bytecode file. It's a bytecode file. Yes, binary code. It's a system understandable language. It's a system. Yes, it is a. Yes, it is a system understandable language. Yes, it's system understandable language. It is system understandable language, right? Bytecode. Yes, it's a JVM understandable. It's a JVM. It's a JVM understandable. JVM understandable. It's a JVM understandable language. It's a JVM understandable language. Okay, it's a JVM code. It's a JVM understandable code. Okay, it's a JVM understandable code. Bytecode is a JVM understandable code. Okay, binary code is a system understandable code. Right? Okay. Yes. Next. Next here, exe file contains OS library. Exe file contains OS library. Yes, dot class file don't have any OS library. So don't have. Yes, don't have dot class file. Dot class file. Dot class file don't have OS library. Dot class file don't have OS library. Okay, exe file contains OS library. Yes, dot class file. Dot class file don't have OS library. Dot class file don't have OS library, right? So exe file contains OS library. Dot class file don't have OS library. Okay, right? Next, exe file is a OS dependent. Exe file is a OS dependent. Okay, exe file is a OS dependent. Yes, dot class file. Dot class file. Yes, dot class file. See, dot class file is an independent of OS. Dot class file is an independent of OS. Independent. So dot class file is a independent of OS. Independent of OS, right? See here, exe file is OS dependent. Reason it contains exe file. It contains OS level. Since it contains OS level, it is a OS dependent. Okay, right? Yes, here exe file linking to OS library. It's a static linking. Statical linking here. Okay, exe file. See, exe file statically. Yes, statically means at compile time. Statically means compile time. Statically means compile time. Yes, compile time. Statically means compile time. Okay, exe file statically linked with OS library. Okay, exe file. Yes, exe file statically. Yes, exe file statically linked with OS library. Yes, what is dot class file? Dot class file, dot class file dynamically. Yes, dynamically linked, dynamically linked with OS library. OS library. Okay. Dynamically linked with OS library. That's it. Okay, so exe file is statically linked with OS library here. Yes, dot class file. Yes, dynamically linked with OS library. Right. Okay. Next difference. Exe file. Exe file is a prepared. Yes, prepared file. Prepared file for specific OS. For specific OS. For specific OS. Okay. So exe file is a prepared file. Exe file is a prepared file for specific OS. Specific OS. Okay. Yes, specific OS. What is dot class? Dot class is not a prepared file. Dot class is not a prepared file. Dot class is not a prepared one here. It's not a prepared file. Okay. Yes, dot class is not a prepared file. Dot class file. Dot class. Dot class file. Yes, is not a prepared file. Dot class file is not a prepared file. Prepared file. See, after moving on to OS. Yes, after move. Yes, 1 second. Yes, 1 second. Exe file is a prepared file for specific OS. Dot class file is not a prepared file. Okay, right? See, before moving on to yes, before moving on to OS, yes, yes, it will be prepared. It will be prepared. Prepared. Okay. So before moving to OS, before moving on to OS, before moving on to OS, it will be prepared here. But what is dot class file here? After moving on to OS. Okay, after moving, yes, after moving on to OS, after moving on to OS, okay, prepares, okay, prepares as per current OS. Okay, after moving on to OS here, yes, see this exe file. Before moving to OS here, it will be prepared because statically linking that is. Okay, right? Yes, dot class file. After moving on to OS, after moving on to OS here, JVM prepares. Yes, preparation means linking to OS library. Preparation means linking to OS library. So JVM prepares. JVM prepares as per current OS library. As per current OS library. Current OS library. As per current OS. That's it. So this is difference between exe file and dot class file. Suppose if we expand this much of things, anyone will yes easily accept our experience. They will trust your experience. If you put up the experience here, then you have to expand this kind of much of things here. So what is exe file? What is dot class file? Okay. So next exe file contains what? Dot class file contains what? Next exe file is OS dependent, dot class file independent of your. Why? What's the reason here? Exe file contains OS library. Dot class file don't have OS library. Exe file is a prepared file. Dot class file is not a prepared file. Okay. After moving on to OS, dot class file OS. Preparation starts. That's it. As per current OS. Okay. So exe file dot class file. Exe file. It's a binary code file. Yes. Dot class file. It's a byte code file. Okay. Yes. It's a exe file. Binary code is a system understandable code. System understandable code. Okay. So dot class. It's a JVM understandable code. JVM understandable. Okay. Right? So exe file contains OS library. Dot class file don't have any OS library. Right? Okay. So exe file is an OS dependent. Is an OS dependent. Dot class file is independent of OS. Okay. So exe file is statically linking with library here. OS library. So exe file statically linked with OS library. Dot class file dynamically linking means at the time of running. Okay. Before going to run only exe file linking, but the dot class file at the time of running only links to OS library. Right. Okay. Next, exe file is a prepared file. Exe file is a prepared file for specific operating system. So once prepared, yes, it will run on that one. It won't run on other operating systems. So exe file is a prepared file for specific operating system. Dot class file is not a prepared file. Dot class file is not a prepared file. Okay. See, before moving on to OS, here, it will be prepared here. But what is dot class file? After moving on to OS, After moving on to OS case, JVM prepares as per the current OS. That's the reason independent platform. So this is about .executable, .SQL. So this is how Java made us independent platform. By end of this is JVM. So JVM links your .SQL to current OS. Depends on OS case, JVM changes. .SQL is independent platform, but JVM is OS dependent. Yes, reason JVM is EXFL. Okay, Sunsoft developed separate JVMs for different operations. So JVM changing from OS to OS. JVM changes from OS to OS. That's it. So that's all about independent platform. Okay, I hope everyone you understand this one. Independent platform. Yes, is it clear? Everyone? Independent platform. Yes, you understand everyone? Is it clear? Yes, guys. I hope everyone you understand. Independent platform. Independent platform. It's about independent platform. Okay, right? Next, portability, oops language, scalability. Okay, this topic, yes, we'll continue tomorrow class. In tomorrow class, we'll continue these topics. Okay. Yes, already 6:10. Yes, 6:15 ending class. Yeah, that's all for today. Yes, any doubts? Still, yes, tomorrow class we'll finish these features. Next, we'll set up Java. Java installation, writing Java. Tomorrow we'll continue. Right? Yes, I think no doubts. Yes, if no doubts, 1 second. 1 second. Yes, how to install? Yes, I'll explain. Yes, Java installation separate class for this. Java installation, next Eclipse installation, steps to develop application. Yes, all these things I'll explain. Next, I'll show practically. I'll show practically. Next, one more thing, I'll share Java software. You don't download, not required. To download Java software, you must have Oracle account. Not necessary here. I will share it. My office, my office Java software Eclipse, I'll share it. Don't worry. I'll explain very clearly installation steps, and Eclipse setup, and how to develop Java application. Very clearly, I'll explain. Okay, very clearly, I'll explain. Okay, 1 second, 1 second. 1 second. Yes, see, for our batch WhatsApp group created, for every batch WhatsApp group creating. Yes, for our batch also WhatsApp group already created. Yes, for our batch. 1 second, WhatsApp. Yes, see. Yes, your batch. 5 p.m. batch. Yes, so this is your group. Yes, 8 participants. They have submitted all details here. Okay. Yes, so here every communication is going on here. That's the batch group created. Yes, still anyone to submit your information. Yeah, this is my WhatsApp number. Yes, 8179189123. My WhatsApp number. Please share your details. Yes, your name. Next, WhatsApp course you are attending. Your course. Okay, next. Yes, your time. Next, your Gmail ID requires. Gmail ID. Yes, for sharing softwares and videos and everything. Okay. Yes, today. Yes, today I'll share it. I'll take. Yes, already I received your email IDs. Who registered? Their email is already I have received. Yes, afternoon I received here. Yes, I'll share it. Okay, who registered? Registered email IDs I have received from the online team here. Online team. Okay. Yes, I'll share software. Next class document. This is your class document. This class document. Yes, class document, software, class document, recordings, everything I'll share it. Recordings. See, already recordings. Yes, recordings saved. Yes, 5 p.m. recordings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, is a 50th session. Okay, all the recordings. Yes, saved here. So these things I'll share it. These things I'll share it. Okay. Yeah, first 2 days, nothing, just only reduction. Only, yes, third means Wednesday, Thursday, and today, Friday. Only 3 sessions. First 2 sessions, nothing we discussed. Just like a demo classes, just to Java. Yes, like a course contents about myself, forward complete first 2 days. Yes, third session, fourth session, and today's session. Only 3 sessions, actual topic. Before that, nothing discussed. Third session onwards, actual topic started. Okay. Yes, of course, I'll share all these things. Okay. So as per online team information here, yes, I will provide it. I will share it. Today, I'll share it. Today, I'll share it. Yes, still anyone, yes, not submitted our details. So this is my WhatsApp. Now, please take this number and submit these details and I will add to that group here. Just I'll add to your group. Okay. So this is your group. Yes. So this is your group here. Okay, I'll add that. Right. Yes, current other batches. Yes, 7 p.m. Yeah, these are old batches. Yes, 7 p.m. batch. Yeah, 6 p.m. Sorry. Yes, I've changed to 6 p.m. That is. Yeah, this is almost 18 members. Yes, almost this batch at the end. Completion of that batch. Okay. Yes. Yes, one more 8:30 a.m. batch also going on. 8:30 a.m. Yes, in this. Yes, almost 16 members of that. Okay. Yeah, I think your batch also will be 15 members minimum. No doubt. Yes, 1 second. Here, yes, you guys almost 5 to 6 members registered. Next, 11:30 batch is going on. I'm merging that batch into your batch. 11:30. Yes, in that almost 78 members. So that 8 members are coming to this batch. I'm merging these two batches. I'm merging into your batch. Okay. Yes. Any doubts? Yes, so this is my WhatsApp. Please note this WhatsApp number. Submit. If anyone pending here, please submit your details. Right. Thank you. See you tomorrow. We will continue tomorrow. Right? Yes. So let us find up session for today.